What is you, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am very excited to give you guys my latest video in my must-have must-gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages I follow to get all of this makeup knowledge. And lastly, but certainly not least, I always have all of the items listed and linked down below. Those links probably will be affiliated links. If you shop through them, I really will appreciate it. Otherwise, it's no big deal. If you just copy and paste the words, like the name of each product down below into a Google search, I'm sure you will find it, and then you can just shop like normal. So this makeup look I technically kind of did film, but then I really didn't. So I will try, as long as there is room in the description box, I will have it listed down below. I am doing day 2, my full wear test when it comes to the HAUS Labs foundation. So interesting things I think about now, it has been about 5 hours that this has been on my face. So that kind of gives you guys an impression on whether this is maybe something that you may be into or not. If I can remember my schedule correctly, I believe I intend to get that video up on Tuesday. This week is going to be very hectic for me, personal and YouTube wise. So please bear with me if I don't get something up at 6 a.m. I still do intend to try, if at all possible, but sometimes it's just not going to be possible just because of other things that are going on. I don't know if you guys can hear that buzzing or whatever it is. If you can, I'm sorry. I have absolutely no idea what it is. Knowing my neighbors, it's my neighbors playing music and it just sounds like it's buzzing, but it's really like the beats of their bass or whatever. So I think I've covered everything. No, I haven't. So typically in the beginning of these videos, I like to tell you guys any of the products that I received, and I have received now my Sephora box. So if you decided to order or register for the virtual Sephora, they sent you a box with like products and stuff. So I did actually receive that. I haven't opened it really because I figured I would open it on the day because I'm sure the products are relevant towards that day. So I haven't touched it, but I am very excited to dig into it. And then also, okay, so I just confirmed it really is my neighbors. They're having a party. So I truly am sorry if you can hear that incessant beating in the background. If you can't, good for you, because it's driving me insane. But anyways, I did receive not only one, not two, but 3 different orders from Sephora. I went through a period where I hadn't ordered anything from Sephora and I feel like everything just came through. I truly hate when these organizations, these businesses keep breaking orders up. So they broke up one online order into 2 boxes. And then also I just went ahead and put in the remainder products that I picked up when I bought the foundation that I'm testing out. So there's quite a bit of things for me to test out, have some fun with, and I am very excited about all of that. That said, I'm not going to go too into detail. That stuff will be featured throughout this month, hopefully on my channel. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. And I think that's it. So let me go ahead and scoot over and we're gonna go and start the video. Grab a snack, grab a drink, because this is going to be a long video. I just looked and I have 46 different things pinned and I'm going to get through this list. Okay, let's go ahead and start with some more holiday products, just like I kind of ended last week. Benefit has quite a few sets that they are sneak peeking, where they are showing both old and new products. I am slowly getting around to like trying Benefit. I feel like for a very long time, Benefit really just was not a brand that I even thought to look at, because they really didn't gear or even provide anything for people of my skin tone. Yes, maybe brow products, but like brow products are a dime a dozen, right? So they just slowly started coming out with blushes and bronzers that will actually work for me. to date, I don't think they still have a highlighter that truly will work for me. I could probably finesse it, but I don't think they have a highlighter that will actually work for me. So for me, Benefit is like slowly getting there, and so I'm slowly getting there with them. One thing that I actually am interested in trying is their light Professional primer. I hear a lot of people really into that particular form of their primer. Other than that, there's nothing that I'm really excited about to like get from their old releases, and so these collections aren't stuff that like I am dying for. I see one collection where they have the Professional light and their setting spray. I don't really hoard setting sprays. I'm really good at like getting through my setting sprays, so that could be something that I maybe pick up, where I would have the setting spray. I think I have one in the background, one that it's in my current project pan, so that's not too bad at all. And I don't really buy a lot of setting sprays, so I could see me picking that up. I don't know how expensive it is, but this is just kind of my mentality going into holiday purchases from this brand. Other than that, I don't really see anything that would be even halfway intriguing or would actually work on my skin tone, and that's really the thing when it comes to Benefit. Will it work on my skin tone? So other than that one kit, I'm probably gonna pass, but honestly, if that kit doesn't come into Ulta, I'm passing completely. Last week there was a lot of things that I talked about, and I gave you guys an actual updated photo on the screen, but when I was talking about them, I had like older knowledge, older information. So since then, I have seen the full collection when it comes to Kaleidos makeups, the Night Creation collection. And in this collection, they have two quads, very similar to what they had the last collection that they just came out with. And they also have a new formulation of melt on eyeliners, where there's 6 shades and 4 different finishes. And I think I'm gonna pick some stuff up. Should I? No. Can I afford it? No. But I want it. And that's really going to be the theme of today's video. I've been doing so well, okay, and I'm just gonna buy stuff now. I'm gonna buy it. So I'm gonna get the more neutral toned of the 2 quads. That's the one that's really calling to me, and I think I'm also gonna throw in that old like neutral tone brown quad from the last collection. I just want it. I've been thinking about it for months, and Kaleidos really doesn't do the best holiday sales in my opinion, so I'll just pick it up now. And then also I want to pick up at least 1 or 2 of the eyeliners. Based on what I'm seeing, everybody's really raving about these liners, and everybody wasn't raving about the Odin's eyeliners, and I took the time to buy those and test those out, you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple of these. Hopefully they really are worth their weight in gold, and they actually stay within my Inhospitable waterline, and then they'll be worth it, because I am excited. I really am. I'm very excited. It's been a while since I've ordered from Kaleidos, and honestly, I might throw in a highlighter too. I might throw in a whole bunch of stuff, okay? I also have never tried their lip products, so maybe I'll throw in 1 or 2. I think there was one from the like brown range in their last collection that I wanted, so this is going to be a pretty big order. I believe this collection is going to be available on September 14th, which is literally this week. And what happens is there's like 2 options for like additional gifts because you made like basically a huge order, and I'm not saying that I'm aiming for either of those gifts, but I'll probably get one or both. So Shein's brand, Shein's makeup line has come out with some more products, and in this they have come out with some liquid blushes, highlighters, contours. They have 2 ranges of liquid blushes from what it seems. One is shimmery and one is matte. Once again, as I've said pretty much every time I talk about this brand, it is not a brand that I choose to support. I just don't particularly want to support a brand that is fast makeup, fast fashion, anything. I really try to kind of pay attention to that type of stuff. Of course, there's probably 1 or 2 brands that fall through the cracks, or brands that some people consider fast fashion or fast makeup that I don't, but this is definitely a brand that like I think it's just undisputable that they are both fast fashion and fast makeup. So I'm gonna pass on this. I will say though, they continue to look like they really have a beautiful shade range, and I really do appreciate that. And it just looks really, really nice. And had they not been one of these brands that kind of I wouldn't even say a bad association with, but that I don't necessarily want to support, to kind of continue allowing the idea of like buying so much products and kind of creating so much products and so much waste in the world a positive thing, I would actually support these ranges, because their ranges look really nice. I think they're the one that just recently came out with a foundation that was rivaling the HAUS Labs range, you know. So for me, it really does look like a nice range. I just don't want to support a brand that is fast fashion. I get it if this is the only brand that you can afford or whatever have you. I'm not going to do it. So it looks like Besame is doing another collaboration with Disney, and in this time they're kind of really highlighting the villains. It seems like a lot of people are coming out with villain collections lately, but for me, I think I'm gonna end up passing. I've never really taken the time to try Besame, and this is definitely just not something that is going to be worth it. It looks like they have lipsticks, eyeshadows, nail polishes, a necklace, and a ring as well. But I just don't think this is going to be something that I'm going to take the time to consider. So something that I was like this close, I had it in my cart. I had a whole bunch of stuff in my cart, and I was ready. I was ready to hit the buzzer, to hit ka-ching. And then I stopped and I thought, and I was like, this doesn't really call to me. It calls to me, but not, I don't think fully, at least not yet. So this is actually the NYX holiday collection. So they have a huge collection, as they tend to every year. But the thing that I was really honing in on are the 2 6-pan palettes. Those palettes look beautiful, especially the Not So Nice palette. That palette looks really, really pretty, and I would love to get my grubby hands on it if we're being 100. Okay. The other one looks cute. I wouldn't be so opposed or like so devastated if I didn't get my hands on that one, but the other one, I feel like there's a level of devastation that I would have if I can't get my hands on it. They also have a whole bunch of like vaults for huge ranges of their lip products. They have an advent calendar. They have a jumbo pencil vault. They have an eyeliner vault. They have setting sprays. The brow gel product in like a ornament, which I actually do like that brow gel. I know some people don't, but it does perfectly well with my brows. They also have some smaller curated vaults lip products, and I think those are better, especially if you're like buying it for one person. Even for a couple of people, I think that's just a better size amount of vault. But really, it's the 2 6-pans. Okay, I had them both in my cart, both of them. I was gonna buy them early so I could review them, and something told me to just wait. I think probably what's gonna happen is as soon as they become available at Ulta, I'm gonna pick them up. But I can't justify picking them up early from NYX, mainly because I am behind with reviewing what I have now, and I also have things on their way. So it just doesn't make sense to buy something now from the brand's website when I'm trying to review it, when I can just pick it up when it becomes available at Ulta, get more Ulta points, because I love to blow all my Ulta points every December, and then, you know, test it out then. So this is definitely not a never. This is just not a right now. So a brand that I've never heard of, which is called Dream HAUS Cosmetics, is coming out with a Midnight Garden palette. There are 12 shadows, 4 mattes, and 8 shimmers, and it is $19.99, and this is a UK based brand, so take that into consideration. I think this is an interesting color scheme. Well, let me not say that. I think this is a cute color scheme, but not overly interesting. This is dime a dozen when it comes to the color scheme, in my personal opinion. Formula wise, I don't know. I've never tried the brand, and I'm sure the formula is probably really good, but for me right now, with the amount of palettes that I have, and I am literally in the midst of like trying to reorganize certain things so that I have more room for palettes. Okay, That's how many eyeshadow palettes I have, and I don't want to get rid of them. So that tells you that I really need to start being even more critical on what I'm going to bring in and what I'm not going to bring in. And this is just not fitting the bill. It's really just not. Next, we have a collaboration between Beauty Creations and Rosie McMitchell. Do I know who Rosie McMitchell is? I probably should, shouldn't I? I have no idea who this person is. Absolutely none. So, okay. Either way, the collection as a whole is $95, or you can get the eyeshadow palette, which is $27, the lip kit, which is $14, the nude kit, which is $14, and the lashes, which are $20. I think that this is a nice kit. It really is good from what I would see for beginners. I am not a beginner. I also don't know who this person is. So this is going to be easy pass for me. Easy pass for me. So, okay. This past week, I showed you guys a 3 looks 1 palette for the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette. I always want to call it Nearly Neutral, and I'm always wrong. So, I showed you guys the 3 looks for that, and in that video, you know, take a look if you're interested in that video, but that is one of the latest palettes that I picked up from the brand. And the brand has a couple of new things that I'm very excited about, mainly this. So, and my current interest, I'm not gonna sit here and lie that this is something that like I could not live without, right? But this is a brand that I am truly enjoying reviewing, truly enjoying testing out. So for truly that reason, I think I'm gonna pick this up. Now, if I was being true to myself in my current state, I would not pick this up. This is not a color scheme that I am loving fully through, but I think that is truly just because of the fact that I'm really in a neutrals mindset right now. But once I get into a different mindset, and even just seeing the swatches where they have 2 shadows, a matte and a shimmer swatch, I love all the combinations. I think for me right now, it's just the idea of seeing so many colors in one palette that is jarring. So I'm definitely going to pick this up. This is going to be available on September 29th, and I'm very excited for it. In addition, they are also going to be doing a very limited edition run for their Sandra Rose palette. This is, I believe, the only other palette that I've never picked up, and so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get my grubby hands on this as well. So I'm gonna try and get both palettes in the same order. It is also launching on the 25th as well. This one, it says, is going to be available in US time on the 24th at 6 p.m. EST. So I'm assuming that is the equivalent of their other palette. So I'm gonna put an alarm on because I want both products, and I just enjoy having their products. I enjoy having them for like the videos where I do comparisons, but I also just enjoy their formulation and having their products. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get them. But it's become like, you know, the Hunger Games when it comes to some launches. So we'll see if that launch becomes a Hunger Games type situation. Play, I don't know how to say the brand name, and Cobra Kai are collaborating. And you know, I still have not watched the Cobra Kai series. I don't know what it is that's holding me back. I loved the Karate Kid series, but for whatever reason, I just have not ventured into that series on Netflix. Let me know if you think it is definitely worth it, because like I said, so far I haven't done it, but I actually like this collection. I like the vibes, I like the aesthetic, I like all the products. The whole collection is $100. In it you can get a face mask, like jewels, you can get a bag, a sweep to cheek, a lip habit, and a palette. So I think these are all kind of cool. I probably wouldn't get everything if I did take the time to get anything from here, but I'm intrigued. And if it is available, which I believe it is, I will have it linked down below for you all. This is a collection that I've been going back and forth with for the longest. the longest amount of time. I've really been going back and forth. So I've been like subtly buying things and justifying them because I hit 1K. And like I kind of wanted to lump this in to that justification, but I don't know if I can do that. Anyways, this is the Natasha Denona My Dream collection. And I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. I think the eyeshadow palette looks really pretty. Is it a must-have? No, but I would love to add it to my collection of $65 Medi eyeshadow palettes. I just think that this would add some fun variety there. That said, it's really the cheek palette. It is the cheek palette, and I've told myself to find the cheek and eye palette that I have somewhere in my drawers and play with that, but I haven't. It's available at Sephora. Do you guys need me to review this now, or should I wait? Let me know. Your opinion in this matter is greatly appreciated, because I can't decide if I'm going to justify picking it up now or waiting, because let's face it, right? So we are now in September. The VIB sale typically, if I remember correctly, is late October, early November, which means it's not that far away. And so I'm already starting to think about the things that I want to push back to picking up, and this could be one of those things. It genuinely could. So let me know. If you haven't seen anybody of my complexion doing a review, which I don't truly think I have, maybe I'll pick it up to help you guys. But if you've seen somebody, then maybe I can wait. I don't know. Let me know. So while I was getting the HAUS Lab products, some of these products in this next post I've actually seen and swatched. So Give has come out with 2 new like lip liner type products, and neither of those lip liner products that actually are in the brown tone are dark enough for me. So if you've seen me swatch and apply the, what brand is it, the Dominique Cosmetics lip liner that I have, or even the HAUS Labs lip liner that I have, they're both, not HAUS Labs, I'm sorry, the About Face lip liner that I have, they're both lighter than my actual complexion. That's how these Give lipsticks are, or lip liners are. They're too light for my complexion, so they don't really add any value, and the other shades aren't something that I would get any use out of. The lip glosses aren't something that I was interested. Also, they weren't available at the Sephora that I went to, so irrelevant. The last thing in this photo to talk about is from Rare Beauty, and this is a set of their liquid blushes. And what I will say is I actually enjoy their blushes. I only have one shade, mainly because that's the only shade that I think I would actually get use out of, and I do truly enjoy that shade and the formula. It is the matte formula, so do keep that in mind. There are 2 different formulas, but yeah, this whole photo is an easy pass for me, but it's truly because I took the time to be in store and swatch the products in store while the ladies were continuing to actually finish up the HAUS Labs liquid foundation, and then like I attacked that stand like nobody's business. So next, Dior is coming out with a new quint, and I think this is for holiday, who knows, and this is the Golden Boutique Quint. It has natural beiges, 2 goldens, and a deep brown, all for $65. So this is not for me, okay? All of those shades around that deep brown are truly under eyebrow setting shades, if that. It probably low-key is to the point where it's too light even for that, and it's going to be an inner corner highlight. So this is definitely not for me, and I don't think I understand the reason for it, but once again, it's not for me. I'm not the demographic, so I don't think I'm meant to understand. But either way, easy pass. I will keep my $65 to spend on something else. So Colourpop made a huge misstep, I think, without knowing it. I don't really know if they knew or if they didn't, but long story short, they collaborated with J.K. Rowling, or more they collaborated with Harry Potter. And a lot of people, especially after J.K. Rowling has just been going in, she is she has become a mess and a half these last couple of years, to the point where a lot of people don't even buy anything associated with Harry Potter anymore. And so for Colourpop to come out with this collaboration, I don't know, I'm not in the boardroom, so I don't know if they knew what boundary they crossed, but they crossed a big boundary for a lot of people. And so a lot of people have now fully said they are never going to support Colourpop again. I've been on this tip where I really haven't been supporting them. There's one or two collections where I'm like, I can't resist, but 99% of the time I haven't supported Colourpop in like 5 years, something crazy like that. So for me, this is an easy pass, especially because I don't support the views that J.K. Rowling has, and so I don't want to support anything associated with her name or Robert Gilbertson, whatever her pen pal name is that she writes adult fantasy under. I don't support that name either. Anyways, I will say this though, the one darker highlighter of this collection actually looks really nice, but like I said, I'm not going to support it purely on the basis that this is a collaboration basically with J.K. Rowling, even though it's actually with Harry Potter. So I would love to hear your opinions. I know this is a very, very controversial situation and conversation, but feel free to comment down below and I will read and hopefully find the time to respond. Chantecaille is coming out with a Lotus collection. So in this collection, they have a lip crystal pink opal, a Chantecaille, 2 radiant powders, and then a radiant blush. This is all going to be launching on October 1st, and for me, this is easy pass. It has honestly nothing to do with the price tag, because I can always justify a dumb price tag. None of this looks like it's actually going to work on me. Even the lip product doesn't even look like it's dark enough for me. So easy pass for me, which is good because I really don't have the money, but I would have figured it out because of interesting packaging if I was interested, you know? Ace Beauté is coming out with a new palette, and this is their Violet Sage palette. So it already launched, it's already become available, and apparently it is already sold out. Now I've only seen one video showcasing this particular palette, and it was by Karen Harris, and it looked like there was some patchiness going on with some of the shades. Now the way she built that eye look is not a way that I would build an eye look, so maybe I wouldn't see that type of patchiness, who knows. But it's an interesting color scheme. It definitely made me think about it. I just haven't pulled the trigger, and I don't think I'm going to. I've not had the best luck with their brand. Granted, I haven't picked up a palette from them in years. I picked up 2 of the like quad palettes that I feel really put them on the map, but I haven't picked up anything since, even since they reformulated. I don't trust it. I don't trust it, and I don't have the money to waste it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too intrigued by that. Fenty is coming out with a limited edition 5th anniversary collector's piece lip bullet packaging. In this packaging, it has Swarovski crystals, and it's $500. It's $500. Chaba. Simply Posh is coming out with a new palette, and they've only done a sneak peek, and they've only shown the cover. And in the sneak peek, it says that the name of the palette is Genuine Gems, and they're also showing that it's going to be some form of jewel tones. I've been interested in this brand, and I've wanted to pick up products, but every time I go on the website, the products are sold out or I don't have the money. So who knows what's going to happen with this collection, this palette, but I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. So I would love to know, did you pick up the Shroud Cosmetics Halloween collection? Because I did. I tried to pick up not only the palette but the pins, but for whatever reason the bundle was already sold out. And I mean, I was on that website refreshing since like 11:58. I don't know if they forgot to kind of put it on sale by the time I was waiting, but like I was not I was not playing any games this time, none. So I did get an order in, and I'm very, very happy about that. I cannot wait to get my hands on this palette, to review it, to test it out. I'm sure it's gonna be the exact same quality, but I can't wait. I was so in a tizzy over not getting that bundle quickly that I didn't even get the other palettes that I wanted. And this brand once again had some pretty high shipping prices. It was, I want to say, $12 for the shipping alone. And we were supposed to be able to use Batty Bean's code. I tried like 2 or 3 times and that code did not work ever. So that's very, very disappointing. But hopefully hopefully when they restock this, they will make sure that the code actually works as they said it would, so that you guys could at least get some money off. More holiday, and this time is coming from Kylie Cosmetics. This is an easy pass. I'm not going to even look in this collection at Wits. There's the blush and highlighter palette. That's the only thing that I would have kind of sort of halfway looked at. And don't get me wrong, the actual swatches look like they work on a darker model's skin tone, and I'm not as dark as that darkest model, but I don't like a very bright pink blush, and the other 3 are just a dime a dozen. So easy pass for me. Morphe seems to be regurgitating stuff that they've already released, and this time it is their 18W Natural Wonder eyeshadow palette. They're also coming out with the 9M Midnight Dune Artistry palette, and lastly the 9G Sunrise Glow Artistry palette. All of these look very much regurgitated, and for somebody that is in my mindset right now that is loving neutrals, that's a bad thing to say. So this is an easy pass for me, but I would love to hear if you're interested in that collection. It also looks like MAC has come out with something new, and they have collaborated with 9 new influencers for their Maker lipsticks, and I do not know any of these influencers off of the top of just the links, which I'm assuming, I don't really know how to feel, but none of these shades also would work for me, so this is gonna all be an easy pass for me. Kopara Beauty is also coming out with a lip glossy, and they've come out with 3 new shades. They've come out with a blush shade, a peach shade, and a nude blush shade. The nude blush I don't actually think looks like a nude blush. There really doesn't look like there's a lot of tint in any of these, so if you're interested in this product, it looks like you can get any and pretty much get like a very clear, very subtle sheen tint to it. This is not something I'm interested in. I may pick up my first Kopari product during the 21 days of beauty. It looks like they have a body butter available. I don't remember what day. If I happen to be on Ulta's website and I see it, I'll pick it up, maybe, but if not, I'm not going to be butthurt about it. So this is definitely not something for me, and because I've not tried the brand and really been in love with the brand, I'm going to go ahead and keep continuing. Sugar Drizzle Polish looks like now they are coming out with a palette that is strictly mattes, and I do believe this brand really has been coming out with a lot of palettes that are strictly shimmers, so it's interesting that they're doing this. I really wish they would just combine a palette with mattes and shimmers, but it seems that's too much to ask for. Either way, this is the 20 pan palette, which is all mattes, and they are for purple lovers. There are a splash of blues and like teals in here. It's cute, but it's not something for me, so it's going to be a pass. Something that I actually am going to go ahead and try and pick up, I don't know when / how, but I am going to try and pick this up, is from the Tula brand. So they are doing a collaboration with Magnolia Bakery, where they're doing an exfoliating body scrub in the scent banana pudding. But the key for me when it comes to this body scrub is that it has a blend of 3 AHAs, and I was already going to pick up a body scrub that has AHAs because a lot of people have been saying that that's what helps get rid of like the strawberry effect, if you will, on legs. I do have that on my legs. I've never really been affronted, like I don't really care, but if I could get rid of it, why not? And I do really like to exfoliate at least once to twice a week, really just taking the time to give myself that self-care. So if this is something that I can get at Ulta, which I do believe it is available, I'm gonna try and order it online to pick up in store. That's your girl's favorite. That is my favorite type of thing. Okay, It really, really is. Sugar Drizzle is also coming out with some multi-chrome liners, and there are 3 different shades. They're $13.50 each. They all look really, really cute, but if I'm gonna get the pencil liners from Kaleidos, I don't need these, and I actually would prefer to get those because these are more likely to dry out and maybe even stop working, or maybe not even have the application method that I like, whereas the Kaleidos ones, they're in a pencil. I know how to put on a pencil, and I hear a lot of people really, really raving about those, especially in comparison to these. So I'm gonna pass on these in particular, but very, very interesting shades. It looks like HipDot is at it again, and they're doing a collaboration with Mighty Nin. I don't know who that is. Absolutely no idea who that is, but there is an eyeshadow palette, there is a lipstick set, and then there is a highlighter. There also seems to be a kit. In this description, it does not say any of the pricing. It looks cute, but it's nothing that I really, really need, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass on all of this. Same goes for the collaboration between Disney and One Size. I was intrigued to see what he would actually come out with, just because the vibes of One Size just didn't seem to align with the vibes of Disney, but I think he actually did a really good job at bringing them together. That said, there's absolutely nothing in this collection that is worth it or even intriguing for me, but I do appreciate that he's showcasing Fantasia. Fantasia was one of my favorite movies to watch on VHS when I was younger. Yes, I said VHS. I am that old. Okay, so yeah, it's cute. Not for me though. Givenchy is showcasing their holiday releases, and the last time I bought something for Givenchy, I was actually at a Sephora with a friend that I met from social media, and I was just like, I want it all. I bought like 10 different highlighters that day. It was something ridiculous like that, and I really haven't really made a dent in any of them. But anyways, Givenchy seems to be coming out with a loose powder and 2 lipsticks. I don't need any of this stuff. It looks cute. Not for me. Easy pass. So Sol de Janeiro is already sneak peeking their holiday sets. I don't know if these sets are actually available yet, but let's get into them. So there's one set where you get their body butters or their body creams. I actually think that would be a really good set. The only asterisk I'm gonna have on that is that the scent that I detest from it is actually Coco Cabana Cream. That smells like buttered popcorn to me, and that is not a scent that I personally want to smell like. But the other 2 smell really, really good. I actually have a full size of the other 2, so I would personally highly recommend. Let's see what else. They also have a clarifying body wash. That was also another AHA body wash that I was considering picking up, because I know they have it in my favorite scent, which is the Dom Dia Bright. They also have a set with the mini sprays in it. Really think that is nice. So overall, I think this is nice. They also have 2 sets where it's all about the Dora Bright Cream collection, where you have the clarifying cream, the spray, and the actual body cream. And then they have their Baccarat Rouge dupe set, where you have the cream and the spray. I think those 2 are probably going to be the 2 that fly off the shelves the quickest, and if we're being honest, I may pick them up. Who knows? I really just want to try the clarifying body wash, because I mean, hey, if it's just a matter of the type of body wash that I use to get rid of the strawberry effects on my legs, I would love to do it. So here's to hoping maybe I'll remember to make an order for those products. I do also really like the original scent, but if I'm comparing the original scent to the the Dom Dia Bright, I do definitely enjoy the Dom Dia Bright better. So Kylie Jenner is collaborating with her mother once again, and this is not for me. Honestly, it's been a while since I've bought from the brand, and even when I bought from the brand, I only bought things that like people were raving about prior, so I knew it was something that I would actually get some use out of. So yeah, easy pass for me. Beauty Bay is coming out with some face palettes, and this is intriguing because I know a lot of people actually don't like their face products, so I'm very interested the fact that they're doing palettes. It looks like they've only come out with 2 different shades, and I'm not really intrigued. They both look like they come out with a contour, a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. I don't contour, so there's no point in me getting a palette that strictly has that whole big pan of that. So easy pass for me. Unearthly Cosmetics looks to be coming out with a lot of different palettes in the upcoming weeks. I believe all of these palettes that they're sneak peeking are for Halloween. I have been slowly getting into the brand. I really have. So we'll see. We'll see if it's something that will sneak my fancy. There are 4 different palettes, like I said. One is Warms My Blood. The next one is 1964. Then there is the Weirdos. And lastly, there is So Strange. So I haven't seen any more information than just the cover packaging, but I must say I am intrigued. I am. Makeup Revolution has already showed their advent calendar, and you can get this for $55, and this is for 25 days. This is not something for me. I'm not a huge fan of Makeup Revolution, and for me, if I'm going to get an advent calendar, I either need to be a huge fan or want to try the whole brand. That is not something for this brand, so easy pass from me. But of course, I will have it linked down below in the event that you are interested. A brand I haven't heard about in a very, very long time, Notoriously Morbid, is showing their Halloween-ish, more so fall collection. And I must say, the actual palette actually looks really, really nice. It's a 9-pan. It looks to have maybe 3 true mattes, a couple of satins, and then a couple of metallics. Let's see. They don't really say the differentiation, but it looks actually quite nice. They also have some lip products, not for me. Some highlighters, not really for me either. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up. I have a lot of things that I'm really interested in doing right now, and you know, we'll see what happens. But I really think that this is an interesting collection, and I wanted to shout them out because it's been a while since I've heard their brand coming out with anything. Makeup Eraser is coming out with yet another collaboration with Disney, and this one is a Mickey and Friends 7-day set, and it's only for $25, which isn't that bad. But what I will say is that this looks like one of those where it's a smaller surface for the actual makeup eraser, meaning for me, I would only be able to do 1 day's wear on each side, which isn't a bad thing. But for me, with my longer ones, I can get at least 3 different days wear on each side, and for somebody who hates doing laundry, that's a win. It's a full-on win. So not something that I need. I have quite a few of these, and I honestly have a lot of them kind of in storage right now because I just don't need as many as I used to need. Rose Inc is coming out with some satin and shimmer duo eyeshadows. So it's not available yet, but they're sneak peeking the products, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm intrigued. These don't look like powder products, no. One is a cream. So this is a pair of pigment rich eyeshadows, 1 cream, 1 pressed, that visibly smooth delicate skin while delivering multi-dimensional looks. Buildable cream satin shadow allows for sheer wash over the lids or layered saturated look for a bolder look. So there's a cream and a powder, I would assume. And I would assume the cream is the matte and the shimmer is like the normal powder. I wouldn't be opposed to trying this, but I also haven't tried the brand, so I'm not running to, but I've heard really good things. So who knows? Who knows? Okay, so the next one is actually yet another Halloween autumn type release, and I live for this time period. Okay, I can't wait to put on my spooky hat, my spooky shirts, my sweaters. I live for this season. Okay, I live for it. So this is a Pumpkin Kisses and Autumn Wishes palette, and this is going to be released by MBA Cosmetics. To be quite honest, I don't think I've ever seen this brand come out with a autumn or even a pumpkin themed palette, but if I remember correctly, this brand is kind of revered for their formulation. Now this is a really, really pretty palette, and if I had this, I think I would be able to do bomb looks. That said, it doesn't seem like something that like is unheard of, right? So I think I could definitely go into my collection. And for me, if I'm trying a brand for the first time, it needs to be something that is such a unique formula or such a unique texture that I can't help it. This is something I feel like I could easily dupe out with my collection. So I'm gonna pass, but in the event that you're wondering, there are 9 shades, 4 mattes, 2 duochromes, 2 shimmers, and 1 metallic shimmer. Chaotic Cosmetics is also coming out with their Deadly Dreamer palette. In this, it's an eyeshadow and a highlighter palette where you have 8 pigmented mattes and 4 duochrome highlighters at the bottom. And so basically you kind of get the best of both worlds, I guess. This will be launching on October 2nd, and for me, this just ain't it. It's not it. This is the wrong season for me to want to pick up a palette that has these type of pastel shades, so I'm gonna skip. I would love to hear if you're interested. Plus my Shroud Cosmetics, okay, you with me, sis? Because so this is something I saw an ad on Instagram, and I'd never seen this palette, so I figured I'd talk about it. And this is from Ophir Cosmetics, and this is their Good to Go Weekender palette. And it's cute. It's cute. Do I think all of these shades will work on me? No. But I think it is really, really cute. And in this mindset that I am in right now, where I very much enjoy and really appreciate neutrals, I think this would be something interesting to add. It would be something very, very interesting to add to the mix. Next, we have another Urban Decay palette. I swear, Urban Decay just be doing it to themselves. Okay, so this is a collaboration with Robin Eisborn. I don't know who this is, but this is an illustrator that does a lot of sunset and varied colors of the California, I guess, coast. So that explains the color scheme. There looks to be how many mattes? There are 12 shades from matte to metallic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mattes. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmers or metallic shades. It is currently available at Europe, and it will be coming soon to other countries. This just doesn't look for me. It doesn't look like it's going to be for me. I like depth in my looks, and none of these shades looked that they could even halfway provide depth. So this is going to be another easy pass for me. All right, so the last time I talked about this influencer, somebody commented saying that they don't see anything coming from this influencer either. And I have questions, because this is now the second collaboration that Makeup Shayla has done, and I truly didn't even know she was still doing makeup influencing. Like, does she even still post on YouTube? Like, let me know. I never followed her. Honestly, her voice irritated me. It irritated the mess out of me, so I couldn't deal with it. I don't really like to listen to nasally voices, so I just really don't follow those people. But the color scheme of this palette, it looks nice. It looks nice. I like it. I like the color scheme. The palette isn't for me. That blush is just too bright. The lip product I'm sure would work, but I'm more annoyed with, like, does she even do makeup influencing anymore? Like, okay, sorry, I didn't realize how bad my camera looked, or how bad I looked in my camera, because the sun set. So I added a little bit of light in front so you guys can see me in true complexion. But this looks really nice. I'm just pissed off that, like, you feel me? Am I being dramatic? I probably am. Either way, I really like this collection. I do. And I'll probably pick up the eyeshadow palette. I've wanted to pick up at least the, what is it? The neutral, darker truffle palette or something to that effect from Dose of Colors. I love their formula. I have 2 of their eyeshadow palettes. No, 3 of their eyeshadow palettes in my project pan right now. So I'm definitely in it to win it, but I'm just like, what's happening? And this looks like a very, is this like a wedding themed? Yeah, this is a makeup or bridal themed collection because of the packaging. Something is called Wifey Eyeshadow Palette, Icing on the Cake Lip Trio, Happily Ever After Blush and Highlighter. that like low-key turned me off just by the idea that that's what they're called. Anyways, I'm gonna pick them up. I'm probably gonna pick up, would you like to see the whole collection? If not, I'll probably just pick up the eyeshadow palette and maybe the lip products. I need to see what they look like, but definitely the eyeshadow palette. It's calling to me. I really, really like it, and I love Dose of Colors formula. Then we have Kim Chi Cheek Beauty, and they're coming out with a mascara. I think I've tried one or two things from the brand, but nothing that I was overly like ecstatic about. So I think I'm gonna definitely pass on that. And then lastly, but certainly not least, we have a sneak peek from another collaboration between Doodle by the Bunny and Gourmand Girl Cosmetics. So from what I can tell, a lot of the times when she's been doing these collaborations, it has truly just been either her graphic design on the front or her helping with the color scheme. So I don't know if it's going to be any more encompassing than that, because if it is, she's done a lot of collaborations, okay, especially this year. But that's also like good for her, right? Because this is her first year of being like, she quit her job more recently just to do this full time. So, you know, kudos to her for that. I've not tried Gourmand Girls, mainly because a lot of their palettes are shimmer only or matte only, and that's just not my cup of tea. Let me know if you've tried the brand and if you would recommend anything. I would love to hear it, because I may try it depending on what that color scheme is, right? So for me, when it comes to this week's releases, there's not a lot that I actually am going to pick up, because I've already basically picked up everything. I basically already picked up all the stuff that I really, really want, except I think I am going to go ahead and pull the trigger on the Natasha Denona. I think I'm just going to do it. Well, I already got the Kaleidos, and that's going to be a pretty big order. That's going to be happening on Wednesday of this week. Maybe not. Maybe not. And then I think the Makeup Shayla, that was something that I more so recently just pinned, and I believe that's coming out the same day. It is. It is. It's coming out September 14th as well. So that's going to be a very expensive day for me. So yeah, let me know down below, is there something else that you would love to see me review? I appreciate and adore everybody who has put a comment down for my giveaway. I am reading all of your comments as they come in, and I'm trying to, you know, spend time with the fam, do other things that I need to get done as well. So it's been a crazy weekend for me. I'm filming this quite late. It is now 6 on Saturday. I will do my absolute best to get this up on Sunday, but I think there's going to be a movie night tonight, so I want to try to participate. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tomorrow's video will be an update on my project pan. I've already filmed it. I just need to get that B-roll done, so that should definitely be up on time. And then Tuesday should be my 3 kind of day test on this foundation. I should have already posted my community post on like everything that will be available this week, so check that out in the event that you're interested. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.